So, hello everyone. My name is Kelly Skeete, and what we're doing today is the Arkia information seminar, talking to you guys a little bit about our company, maybe getting to know me more if you haven't met me before. First off, I would like to thank anyone who pressed the play button. If you found this video by accident, if you're here to find out what Arkia Crypto, Arkia Labs, or Kelly and the crew is about, then much thanks. It's not too often that a person gets heard when they come up with an idea or an invention. So I have to thank you very much. Okay, so one of the reasons why I was asked to do this video was there's a lot of things happening in the crypto world right now, and it's causing a lot of confusion. And I believe it's because we have a lot of new investors coming into the crypto ecosystem, and we have a lot of crypto whales, people who have been investing for like maybe 10 years or more, like myself. And there's also celebrities such as Elon Musk, Paris Hilton, Jake Paul. People like that are also contributing their opinions. Now, what's happening with all these people coming together, it's kind of creating like a clusterfuck. It's a lot of bad information is getting tossed around, and people are not really understanding what crypto is actually about. Now, crypto, all right, that's my phone. Crypto is actually, it is a legitimate, crypto is a legitimate enterprise, but unfortunately, it's getting a bad rap. It's getting a rap of being like a place where people can lose all their money, or a con job, or like things of that nature. It's getting a really bad a reputation. And I personally think that's unfair, because I'll be honest. If you know me if you know me personally, you know me as a very honest person. That crypto literally changed my life. It changed my life for the better in all ways. And pretty much everyone I know says the same thing, that investing in crypto, getting to know crypto, was one of the best things that they could ever have done for themselves. So now in this new world where you're hearing a lot about rug pulls, or like bad ideas, and which I'll touch on later, hearing about bad ideas and people investing in them, it kind of discourages more new blood into the industry, which I like seeing. I like seeing new investors. I like hearing about new people who are coming together to find out more about this crypto thing. And the reason why it's good that for these people to come in, it's because that's where the world is heading. It's heading towards a crypto world. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depends on what side of the fence you are on, if crypto is going to be the thing that leaves people behind, like really, really quickly. It, like, one day, and I'm not kidding, one day you'll wake up and it will just be a crypto world. We're already moving out of paperless. Things are already, information is already becoming digital. People are getting phased out of their jobs by the thousands, especially with COVID-19, that rapidly changed so many different work environments that that people didn't really see coming. They honestly didn't see it coming, and now they're figuring out the skills that they have, the things that the workable skills that they have is just garbage. It's honestly useless. And I don't want you to be on that side of the fence. I want you to be on the winning side of the fence of Arkia. Now, talking about crypto, right? Whether you're new or old in the industry, when you're investing in crypto, you need to look at certain things, right? So what I'm understanding through conversation, people who are new into in the crypto world, or who do not quite understand it, are looking for people. Do you know what I mean? They're looking for okay, who's the president? Who's the vice president? Who developed the coin? Who's making the coffee? Who picks them up in the morning? Who's their Uber driver? And they feel like if they know all this information, it's going to make them feel safe. Okay, now that I know everyone, what's that? Oh, that's my partner. You guys probably heard of we got a little free screen here. You guys probably heard of Drew. He's just sending me an email. That's the COO of the company. People feel like if they know all this kind of information, that it's going to provide them comfort. Now, if you need to be realistic, and this is what I really like about crypto, because it's about as realistic as someone can get, right? Everything's trackable, everything's transparent. It's about as real as you can get. You can know everything you want to know, including down to a person's underwear size. It does not matter. If their intention is to rip you off, they're going to rip you off. It doesn't matter if you know their wife's name, their dog's name, their house, their fucking company name. It doesn't matter. If their intention is to rip you off, they will rip you off. It's just that fucking simple. So the thing that you want to look for in a crypto, when you're choosing your crypto to invest in. So, for instance, one of my earlier investments was VeChain. I don't know if you probably picked up VeChain by now. I bought VeChain when it was just a blip on the radar. It was like literally a blip on the radar. And the reason why I believed in VeChain was I saw the idea, I heard it, I thought, can this work in the future? And when I say the future, I mean 5 to 10 years from now. Will this be a workable idea in 5 to 10 years from now? And where will it work? And if I can answer those two questions, then to me, it's a good investment. A bad investment, according to me, remember, this is not law or Bible scripture. This is just Kelly's way of investing, and I've been very successful, and all my friends are very successful crypto investors. A bad choice would be picking something like we're a crypto company that invests in growing trees, and for every seed that we plant, the trees are going to provide lumber for a company and therefore provide some sort of profit. Okay, I wouldn't like an idea like that, even though somebody might say, oh, of course, the trees, saving the trees is an obvious great idea because we breathe oxygen and we need trees, and come on, man, that's a great idea. Actually, it's a bad idea because and remember, we're dealing with reality here. The way the world is heading, we don't really give a shit about the world. That's just, let's just cut the shit. We don't care about the world. We pollute our own water. We cut down our trees for paper just to scribble on. We pollute the air with God knows what. There's probably a piece of land right now that's getting taken over by rebels with like thousands of people being slaughtered. That's just the way of the world. So investing in trees or investing in trees means that you're going to invest in land. Land is being eaten up by real estate, right? So that's not a feasible idea in the future. In the future, it's like the powers that be are not thinking about trees. So that's an idea that's destined to fail. Hopefully I've made some sort of sense. Now with Arkia, we are invested in eliminating diseases. That's exactly what we do. We've already owned patents. We've been in the industry for a while. What our goal is to eradicate diseases. Now, this is important for leaving the planet because right now, Elon, China, Russia, NASA. I believe NASA has a goal. I think of 2033, they want to reach Mars, like 100%, something like that. Okay, but yeah. So with these companies and countries telling everyone else that they're going to go to Mars, what they're not telling you is we cannot go to Mars if we have diseases. That's a conversation that no one has, that no one's talking about, because when you start talking about reality, then the fun of, hey, we're going to Mars, that gets wiped away, because we're like, what the fuck? What do you mean we can't go there with diseases? Humanity's contaminated with diseases like you wouldn't freaking believe, especially with this new one, COVID, right? We have like so many diseases, so many cancers, so much bacteria. What do you mean? And the reason the reason why we can't go to, well, anyone who wants like a workable society would tell you, you could say it for you, think about it yourself. If you were the one in charge of going to Mars, would you want infected people going up there? You're not going to start a new colony on Mars where people have herpes and sickle cell and cancer in their family. Why do that? Then it just might as well just stay right here if that's what we're going to do, right? So what Arkia does is we work towards eradicating diseases in people so they can travel, because we don't want, the fact is in the future, many of us, you, I, your family, many of your children, many people are going to be going to space. It will be as easy as owning a car. And I shit you not, because if in the 1920s you spoke about owning a car, it was like owning a rocket ship. And when you owned in the 1960s and 70s, when people owned a car, then they wanted, like, owning, you can buy a Chevrolet, but buying a Rolls Royce sounded like it was just totally out of your price range. In the future, and I'm saying less than 40 years, space travel for fun, for recreational space travel, will be an everyday thing. Like you will fly to space, you will know people who've been in space, it will just be like that. But for those people to make it into space outside of the stratosphere, they would have to be disease free. And that's an actual law, a law that a lot of people don't know about. And that leads me to this video that I'd like to share with you. And if you find anything interesting about this video, just let me know in the comments, or message me directly on LinkedIn, and let's go. So right here, I found this video. Let's get it going. I hope you find it as interesting as I do. I'm not going to play the whole thing.
Hi, my name is Tia Flemdesnes, and I work for the European Space Agency. Today, I would like to tell you a bit about space law.
So these are the laws that govern in space that are already in place.
Just like on Earth, we have laws in outer space that tells us what states are allowed to do. These laws were made at the United Nations Committee for the Peaceful Uses of Outer Space, and they were made to make sure that space was used for peaceful purposes and for the benefit of all humankind. The main treaty is called the Outer Space Treaty.
That's important.
That everyone shall have access to use and explore outer space as long as they follow the rules in the space treaty and in international law in general. That means that states are not allowed to send up weapons of mass destruction into outer space, and they may also not harmfully contaminate another planet.
So that's what we were talking about there. They may not harmfully contaminate another planet. That is out against the Outer Space Treaty. Now, harmfully contaminating the planet means sending up infected people. Now, if you do research with NASA astronauts, they go through a very rigorous quarantine where they're quarantined from, like, pretty much the humanity, like everything. It's like almost being in a prison where even their food is slid under the door. Excuse me. Even their food is slid under the door to keep them away from everyone else. Because being in space and actually just wanted to move to the other page. Being in space is very what do you call it? Let me just set this up here. So being in space is very harmful. I guess it's not working here. I had this set up earlier just to show you some cool videos that I found earlier, especially this one in particular, where it talks about the atmosphere of astronauts.
Possible by Wix. If you're ready to create a website,
astronauts being in space, and
head on over to Wix. There are all kinds of
sorry about that, but hey, like I said, I'm about as real as it gets. This is where we're here to solve problems, not to look pretty doing it. So what was I saying? With the astronauts, one of the problems with being outside in this in a strange environment is the pressures on our body because well, I'm gonna let this video do the rest.
Headlines in the media telling us that astronauts are under attack. These are some of those headlines. CNN, spaceflight is activating herpes in astronauts. New York Post, NASA astronauts are under attack in space by herpes. Science alert, there's something about space that's triggering herpes in astronauts.
So I'm going to leave all the links for these videos so you can watch the whole thing. We're not going to watch it together here because it's like, I think it's like 10 minutes long, and that's not where we're not here to watch that. We're here to talk about what Arkia is doing. So what Arkia does is work on diseases such as herpes, HPV, all STIs. Because if we're going to go to Mars or outside of our realm of reality, outside into the galaxy, intergalactic travel, we need to reproduce. We need to have sex to have people, right? So those people who are having sex to reproduce, they cannot be infected. It's not rocket science. You cannot have herpes, can have HPV, gonorrhea, chlamydia, trichomonas, the clap, any of these things, mono. We cannot have things and produce infected human being, because if that's what we're going to do, we might as well just stay here on the planet. Now, how Arkia works is in our labs, we're constantly solving the problem of diseases. But how the crypto works is through our patents. So here's a great example. We're actually going through COVID-19, and it explains it perfectly. Now, if you're vaccinated, I'm vaccinated. I've been vaccinated since I think January 6th is when I got vaccinated. If you're vaccinated, you're in North America, you've seen that, you realize you didn't have to pay. You know, we have this pandemic ripping through the world, and we're giving out free vaccines. Now you're thinking to yourself, well, anything free comes with a cost, because why would the government vaccinate me or you? Like, we're like a blip on the radar. Who gives a shit if we die? You know what I mean? There's more people being born than dying. Like, why make sure I'm vaccinated? Now, there's a great detail, trillions of dollars, great amount of money in vaccine creation, which is what Arkia does. Now, the money is generated through multiple patents. So if you're deciding to make a vaccine or whatnot, you have to pay at minimum about 100 different agencies that own different vaccines, so you can get your hands on the materials so you can work on it. Now, if you remember the previous video in the outer space treaty, outer space belongs to no one. So if you have the knowledge to build a rocket, kind of like Elon Musk. When Elon made a rocket, people were like, how the fuck can this normal guy decide to, he comes from PayPal and just decides to shoot rockets into the air? What the hell is going on? Well, the truth is, and you can do it. Anyone can do it, because outer space belongs to no one. The only rules are you can't send contaminated weapons of mass destruction or harmful contaminants. But if you're going to take on the task of, you know, shooting people into the air, you need to make sure you have vaccines. You need to make sure that the people you're sending up there are not disease ridden, right? So that's what Arkia does. Arkia is constantly working on solutions for diseases, and we loan out, like, obviously for a fee, we loan out our patents so other companies, drug making companies, can make their vaccines. Because once the, I guess what you said, the gold rush of getting into space happens, when everyone's trying to get up there. I mean, even Coca-Cola is going to try to get up there. We are going to be the #1 company with holding all patents, medical patents, which that's where your crypto will, as they say, moon, right? Arkia crypto is definitely a long-term hold. Let me go on to let me see what's going on here. It's definitely a long-term hold. How come I can't do anything here? Just give me a second, guys. I have no idea why nothing's happening. What is that now? Oh, because I totally forgot that I switched everything around. Yeah, I thought I was still in the other screen. But hopefully I haven't lost you so far, and you've you can actually describe where, when you're speaking to someone else, you can actually describe what you're doing and why you're doing it, right? So I'm just gonna, I don't know what's going on here, but we're just gonna continue. Because what I realized with a lot of talking to a lot of people about their investments, they have not a clue of what their money does and why they're even invested in it. Like let's say, for instance, I'll say SafeMoon, since it's pretty much everywhere I turn, if someone's talking about SafeMoon. Now, SafeMoon is a great idea, right? But I personally think that SafeMoon, it's more of a fraternity than a company. I think it's a great place for young guys to meet other young guys, and they rally behind this, like almost like your home team. I think that's what I think of when I think of SafeMoon. I don't really think that I don't know what they're doing. I really don't, but I think it's a great. I think anything that boosts morale and gets people going and feeling good about themselves. You know what? Life is very short, so if at the bare minimum they got to meet other people and they got to cheer behind SafeMoon and buy the shirts and all that other stuff, that's good. It's great. Like that's very few times in your life where you're going to feel that kind of camaraderie with other people. But at the same time, is it a crypto like Arkia? Are they working? Are they working really hard at solving insert problem, right? So Arkia solves diseases to make space travel possible, because you cannot just send people into space, because most people are contaminated with something. You may have something in your family tree, like breast cancer, prostate cancer, or you have kidney failure, of kidney problems. All these kind of things need to be solved for anyone who's deciding to go into space, and that's where Arkia comes into play. So I don't know how long I've been speaking. I'm like I said before, I'm very, very thankful that you pressed the play button and got to meet me. I'm Kelly Skeete. I'm about the easiest person you could find on the net. Just Google me and message me. Ask me what's going on, positive, negative. If you feel like you can contribute to the company, give me a shout. I believe it's in our white paper that we will be doing a global quest to expand our team, because we really are going to capitalize on this opportunity. It's not right in front of our faces yet, but if you are a futuristic visionary, you can see where we're going. I like to say something in the office. I say Arkia is a place where smart people put their money. That's where that's the way I describe this company. The Arkia is the company where smart people put their money. Other companies, they put their money because I don't know, they're a tree hugger, or they like the raw feeling, or they're just shooting in the dark. They're just putting their money everywhere and hoping that it moons. Arkia, there's no hope. All the signs are there. We're planning to go to Mars. Diseased people cannot go to Mars. Arkia solves diseases. So I'm Kelly Skeete. Thank you very much. In the comment box, I'm going to put the Telegram, the website, and hopefully we'll hear from you guys. I really appreciate you stopping in, and thank you. All right. So yeah, I'm going to go enjoy the weather. You can see it's really hot over here, but we're loving it. Anyways, let's do this.